What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. You see the thumbnail. Will mom empower her son? Looking at the community, looking at the activism in the community, and these situations that's happened with you know baby daddy on baby daddy violence. You know what I'm saying? It's always a question that's looming. Are these single mothers putting more effort in with their sons or their daughters? And you can make the argument they're putting more effort into their daughters because they're raising their sons to help empower women, but they're not raising their daughters to help to even be a helpmate to men. So what does mom do to empower her son? Because teaching him how to be feminist centered is not actually empowering him, knowing that feminists are taught to more so use men. So you're raising you're empowering your son to make him cannon fodder or a tool to be used to help a woman further women's empowerment. So that doesn't help your son. You got so many grown men and young boys who are raised by a mom, and that young boy and grown man now have watched their own mothers be more of a mother to their nieces or their female cousins than their own son. Went out of their way for them to make sure that they have what they need in life, but went out of their way to make sure you didn't. So how did mom empower her son? To have so many young men who are, we talk about the school to prison pipeline, right? We've talked about that before. But nobody wants to say, if it was a school to prison pipeline, how come it isn't a school to prison pipeline for both genders if it's a black issue? Well, that would mean that, the school system has a certain target on black people. So that would mean the girls would be on their way to prison too. But it wasn't like that, right? It was the boys. So you read to the girls, but you don't read to the boys. So how does mom empower her son? Because mothers are the first teachers. And what you're seeing is people are making a valid argument that mom being the first teacher, she taught her son to not put himself first. To not put his dreams and aspirations and goals first. To not put self-preservation first, but more so self-sacrifice. For a woman in particular. So how does mom help that? One of the issues that men talk about and our community talks about with the child support. How does child support actually empower her son? Because it seems as though that money could be allocated to daughters more effectively than to sons. When a son has to quote unquote get it out the mud, and when daughters say they got it out the mud, but they had far more of a support system in the same family than the son did. So how did mom differentiate? I empowered her, but I coddled him. So is coddling these boys empowerment, or is sabotaging these boys empowerment? Making sure he's not ready empowerment. When the boys' reading level is this, the girls' reading level is that, but they're both your kids. See, and on top of that, how does mom empower her son knowing that this ideology has mothers believing that, men ain't ish and the boys ain't gonna grow up to be ish, and you raising the boys to be ain't ish. So if you raising these boys to not be ish, but you raising the girls to not depend on no man because men ain't ish, you're effectively sabotaging the boys. So what are we doing? Because how is that empowering? How does that help the boys? And it looks like these mothers are in a position to actively ensure that they sabotage these boys on the behalf of feminism or female empowerment. So that says you care about the gender ideology more than your own blood. That's the argument that people can make. And they can make it very effectively and efficiently because of what's been going on. Well, like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch you on the next one. Peace.